A mess. And you're on mute, just so you know.
Oops. Oops. Not anymore. Sorry.
How are we doing today?
We're doing great. And we are on Facebook now. And I think
Oh,
I
okay.
and I think I figured not Facebook, YouTube. And I think I figured out who our viewer is.
Oh, have you now?
Yeah, I think it's Eric from
Who's Eric? I don't know.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we pop up in his feed and something about his responsibility towards the Nice program means he has to watch us. So
Oh, okay.
well, I don't know for sure. That's my
So,
son.
so
I
we're just getting it, because kindness.
no, I don't know. I'm just that was just I think it's him. I suspect.
Yes, that's probably right.
So we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah.
But we have more. We've had up to like 4 and 6 at some time, I think. So we get
Oop.
people check in with us. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I haven't done what I wanted to do anyway, but I still haven't figured out we found our legs. We're still kind of figuring it out. I think the well, yeah, it will present itself, our actual format. But what do we have to bring to the table today? I don't have anything personally.
I have been following the programs in Bangladesh for like the past week.
Bangladesh.
Hmm.
What's in Bangladesh?
The Muslim population has been rioting against the indigenous Hindu minority
Mm.
in Bangladesh after well, leading up to and then since the resignation of their PM. Do not ask me to pronounce her name. I cannot.
What is Bangladesh known for? Like, what do they produce?
Uh
Bangladesh.
Everything cheap labor?
I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't know. Is that it? Is it cheap labor? Is their main?
Everything cheap labor and most of your scams.
Okay, let's see what it officially is. How about that? Bangladesh. It's Bangladesh, not Ladesh, in case anybody is import export. What else? Is that what you look up to find out? Oh, the top imports of Bangladesh. Imports. I want to see the exports. Imports are oil.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Top
imports, you
yeah,
said.
imports, raw cotton, they need that shit. So what's the exports? Come on, everybody. What's the exports? Gimme.
Mhm.
Uh, huh. The United States is its largest export partner. How nice. It's known for lush greenery and many water waves, but does not seem to be. Major export products include knitwear. There you go. Yeah, right. Knitwear, woven garments, t-shirts, pants, jeans, jackets. That sounds like.
Everything cheap.
Yeah, here are the Bangladeshi products that are the highest foreign exchanges. Leather products, home textiles, terry towels. Yeah, that's what it is. It's
I'm
cheaper.
not sure what a terry towel. What's a terry towel?
And a terry cloth towel, I guess it means. Terry towel. I guess it means terry cloth towel.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
A terry cloth is what towels are made of. It's
Oh.
it's the many looped. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
they make it in
I'm a
thread, so it's
guy. It's a towel.
the towel, terry cloth, yeah.
Towel.
Is that a girl thing? Do you know what terry cloth is?
I did, yeah. Well, I remember hearing like terry cloth robes, right? Isn't that like a bathrobe?
If I told you
Yeah,
picture
yeah,
terry cloth, would you know what it is?
You've trained him well.
I
yeah.
didn't train him. I didn't catalog. When's the last time you think he's seen a catalog of mine? I don't even gotten a catalog in decades. Remember Sears catalog? Ooh, Christmas with the Sears catalog. It's like this thick.
Yeah,
Turn it to toys. No, stop on the underwear.
That
Stop at some underwear,
that
Mom.
was well, not the stuff on the underwear part, but like we were kids, Sears catalog for all the toys.
Toys, yes. Well, the underwear is for mocking. We just like to make fun of the people in the underwear.
I was always too embarrassed to look at that.
Well, we lived for embarrassment. Kept us alive the way anger keeps old people alive.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that phase of my life. The
Oh,
race.
you know what? You know what I have been? I was just looking at, and I just had door knockers, so I got to yap about it for a minute there. Uh, the choice in Kamala's running mate.
Have we not? Oh, was that this week?
Yeah, it.
Wow, it seems like forever. Oh my God. Yes, isn't that the greatest? Isn't he
I wouldn't say it's
adorable?
the great. He is adorable.
He's
He is adorable.
adorable. I love him so much. I'm so
He's
happy.
like the. He is from what was that?
From a movie.
No, the
This is a
that
very
show.
unflattering top.
Remember the show oh gosh. It was on NPR for like the longest time.
Sorry.
Woebegone. Something
Oh,
Woebegone.
Lake Wobegon.
Lake Woebegone.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
That is exactly who you imagine being from Lake
my
Wobegon.
head goes to Prairie Home Companion, but
Yes.
I have a
That's
feeling
like
we're.
that's
Is
what
it the
Lake
same
Wobe-
guy?
Stories from Lake Wobegon.
Is that the same
Very Home
guy?
Companion, yeah.
Okay, then
Garrison
that's it.
Keillor.
I love him. Yeah. Well, that's great. No, and once I saw the slingshot video, like at first I really was thinking that I was so excited for Josh Shapiro. I think my excitement for Pennsylvania clouded my understanding of the strategy of running. And when I saw,
Well, here's the thing about Josh Shapiro, and here's why I think that she chose this guy.
Mhm.
Aside from like the fun of, you know, Wall's got the balls.
I think and they set us up to think it was going to be Josh Shapiro too. So I
They
think
they
that
kind of did,
that was
but here's
crazy.
the thing about that. Josh he wants to be president one day.
Mhm.
Yes.
This guy didn't
Right.
really give a
No,
crap
he's
about
just
that.
there for, yeah.
Josh was gonna outshine her or try to.
Or it would be two stars. You're right. It wouldn't
Yeah,
have been,
it
you're
would have
right.
been
Mm-hmm.
very
Yep.
like there would have been like
Yep.
friendly little competition
Yep.
between them.
No, yeah, you're
And
right. It wouldn't have worked. They wouldn't have, either one wouldn't have complemented the other and
exactly.
supplemented. This is like a supplement. He's not that leader, that alpha leader. Let me be ahead. But you're right. Josh Shapiro really has that. He sounds like Obama when he speaks.
Absolutely.
It was.
Well, all good politicians kind of sound like Obama when they speak. I can't
It's a
remember
good rhetoric, right?
I
Or
can't remember who said it earlier this week, but everybody's got an Obama
ah,
voice, when they speak.
right.
But you know,
He'll have his turn. He'll have his turn,
he
hopefully.
will, he
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
I mean, I think that like his ability to get things done, like was both a benefit and like a mitigating factor
Hmm.
in the sense that, you know, he was going to shine.
Yeah, it proved that he was that leader type guy. So yeah,
Yeah.
I I don't I the yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't agree with the he's going to shine necessarily because I think she's shining pretty bright herself. But I understand what you mean by the two being strong leaders who had their own branding, so to speak, their own
Yeah.
right, and he was going to have that, and it was never going to go away because he's that's his. But Tim still has his branding, but it's a
He
different
does, but
brand.
it's a
The
more
opening, yes,
subtle
yes,
and like, I'm here to get things
yep,
done, but
yep,
I want to let the principal
yep.
lead the way.
Yes, exactly. He gets it. He's part of a team and he sees his role in the team and he gets it and he wants to be there. And he's there like 100% in his team, in his lane. It's perfect. It
So,
really is.
unfortunately, that's not how the Jewish community sees this.
Well,
But though I understand like their position, I disagree with it. And my my family's got to get on the ball here and think about the future. Trump ain't gonna help us.
right. At least he'll open the one that's going to get us closer to Josh Shapiro in the White House is going to be Kamala and it's going to be the Democratic ticket. It's not going to be the Republican ticket.
Exactly.
So, they'll get us closer. And that's the
And we
best
still
they can
got
do.
Doug.
Yes,
We got
yes,
Doug.
yes. First gentleman will be a Jew. Oh, that's no,
We
I
have
like
our
that,
guy
Shay.
in the we
It
got
would be
somebody in her
fun.
ear.
Yeah, exactly. That yeah, it's a really multinational ticket. I really appreciate it.
I've been looking also at the polling averages, and she is skyrocketing up on all fronts.
I know.
Her
Fingers
approval
crossed,
ratings should probably cross
right?
into the positive range in the next week or so.
Yeah,
If trends continue to
fingers crossed.
head in the direction that they are.
It's pretty
She is
cool.
beating him in almost all of the polls.
It's pretty cool.
I think she's in the average, she's ahead by like 2 or 3 points.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's very hopeful, but it's only hopeful if people get out and actually vote.
Exactly. And I think Biden was ahead going into 2020 by double digits. I think when I checked that up in the polls, I can't for sure, but like and that was a squeaker because of our wonderful electoral college. So we can take nothing for granted at all. And
No.
we can't even take for granted, even if it's a landslide, because they're going to start their
Oh,
bullshit
absolutely. Absolutely.
challenges.
But
It's not over
that's
till
how we
November.
have to win is
I know.
in a
You're right.
landslide.
You're right. That's the
Because
only
they
thing.
are preparing
Oh
right
yeah.
now
Oh yeah.
to prevent the certification
They're counting on
on the
it.
county level.
Yep, they're counting on it. They've set that all up. So yeah.
Yep.
So we're still underdogs. We still need to work this out, but I am that weird feeling inside of us all is, I think, hope, and it's very strange, but it's
It is.
here now, so I'm welcoming it. And on the subject of Tim, before we get off it, I just wanted to address one thing that I read today that really hit home for me in a way that I don't think it was going to. You know how Tim Walz is being called Tampon Tim?
Absolutely. And I think that is the most ridiculous,
Let me hear it.
stupid attack in the world. You're going to attack somebody because they're making sure that people have tampons? Are you serious?
They were
Like,
freaking out
boys
about the
have
boys'
never
room.
seen tampons.
I
There is not a boy on this planet that doesn't have a mother or a sister.
I know, it's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like,
Except
tampons
like
in
gay
boys'
families.
bathrooms.
Except like gay families.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That's right. They might
with
not
two
have that.
fathers. But even then, like, they give a damn. They're already gay.
I know.
They're not gonna get turned gay from, like, you know,
it's
being a
insane.
tampon.
And part of it, I think, is them being angry too that they were going to allow them into boys' bathrooms because in case somebody is a person who is menstruating and they're in transition or something like that, right? They're all pissed off about that.
Why do you give a fuck?
I know, right?
It's
Right?
not your fucking shit. Stay out of my kid's pants.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
You fucking pervs.
But I heard the best thing that even made even more sense to me, because I heard today, and I know this is going to surprise you, but I did not play a lot of high school sports. But I hear that when
wait, no
way,
I could have swore
right, yeah,
you were like a
appreciate that.
volleyball girl or
Right,
something.
I look like such a jock. But so I didn't know this, but like after after school, when kids play games, a lot of times the girls, the away team of girls sports will use the boys locker room and stuff. So that's why he being a coach would know this, right? And he would be like,
yeah.
put him in there in case anybody needs him whenever. I thought that was really nice. That makes sense.
They're attacking him on like the dumbest things. I mean, the Swift boat thing is probably their most
Agreed.
effective and disaffective
Mm-hmm.
issue, because nobody likes attacking veterans, and when you actually look at the information, like nothing he said is untrue. Like, he did, when he did make it to the rank of, you know, but he had to retire, as the rank below, because you have to be in that position for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's how it works. No big deal.
He was deployed.
Yes.
He did train.
Yes.
people in weapons, like all of the things that they're like trying to swift boat them on.
And doesn't know.
Like you just really make yourself look like an asshole
They
Hmm.
are. And I liked
and
how,
anti-veteran.
oh, I know. It's just, but I like how the left's response to the Democrat response is just like, hey, everybody who served, we have honor for everybody who served honorably deserves respect and
Absolutely.
everything. So like what are we talking about? Get away from me with your weird questions. Right? The fuck you talking about? Get out of here. Right?
Hmm.
What are you fact checking, Steve?
No, I was looking up that very thing, and they said that he actually, I guess this is Minnesota Public Radio report,
Yep.
but I found it through MSNBC where they're talking about, the two guys who came out and said he basically abandoned people. But from what I'm seeing here, he spent most of the time the artillery soldier. 2002, he'd already done 20 years and qualified for retirement. A medical board considered discharging him because of his hearing loss. Instead, he convinced them to let him complete his final enlistment, which began after 9/11. So
Yep.
he went. I was wondering about that. So that's what I was looking into. The NPR link is what they're talking about with the medical board saying we should have this
Yeah.
guy retire because his tinnitus, he can't hear anything. Um, and also he's a 41-year-old. I mean, are you going to be putting a 41-year-old in a combat zone?
Absolutely.
Would you?
Why not?
Like carrying a rifle in combat?
Why not?
41, really? When
I
there's 20-year-olds all
I
over the
can still
place?
do it.
Huh. I don't know.
Matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, I had to run from the camp all the way home because Danny wasn't answering her phone and I had groceries
Yeah.
that had just arrived, for a barbecue.
Right.
And like so I ran the mile and a half from our camp all the way home with all of my camp gear, including my med bag and all of that stuff. And I made it here in 12 minutes.
Hmm.
Well, the
And
maximum,
I'm a fat motherfucker.
yeah. Well, you're training, but the maximum age of joining the army is 35,
To join, yes.
right? And they have to do a special waiver. So again, I'm not really sure
Yeah.
deploying.
But anyway, I mean,
There are all kinds of older folks that get deployed.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, but usually they're in more administrative programs,
Nope.
I believe.
Nope.
Were you old for a combat soldier? Let me see.
well, the other thing I guess would
I,
be
I think
he's
I
also
think
he's also artillery, and when he was supporting Operation Enduring Freedom, he was over in Vienna, I think. So I
yeah,
don't think
he
that
was
he'd be sent to the war zone. I don't think he would.
I mean he could have been.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
see a problem with that. And like he would have been able to serve perfectly well.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess that's what I was trying to dig into because these two
You
guys
you you
apparently.
I mean he was right where, the right about the right age that you should be for the, leadership position that he held.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Mhm.
and you want good leaders with long, lots of
And
experience
and
to
he
be on the ground like that.
right. And I don't think I don't think he was ever like he wasn't a combat soldier though. He when he
He
was
was an
deployed
artilleryman. That's combat.
admin
That's
admin no,
combat.
but he was in but he served the Iraq war in Germany. And they said he had intelligence keep stuff. So like he was serving them in Germany as support. So that's
But
not
you also have to
combat.
understand, like you change MOSs all the time. Not all the time, but you know, regularly enough,
Right.
depending on, what the current needs are.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah. So anyway, I was just trying to look into that a little bit more because it seems like
Mm.
the going the 24 years. I mean, when I saw the medical board considering it, but again, I think Carolyn makes a good point is like Kamala Harris sort of diffused it in a heartbeat saying, oh yeah, well, we shouldn't be attacking anyone for military
No,
service.
no.
No.
You serve,
And
you serve.
they tried to do this to John Kerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
Right. But it worked on him.
it did, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think, people can kind of see through that now and they see it as, you know, a Republican tactic,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Well, especially when you've got the guy in charge of your campaign who was doing the swift boating to Curry. So
Yeah,
Lasavita or whatever his name is.
I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, I just was curious to hear your take on this stolen valor thing.
Nonsense. And the dude should be punched in the face, for being that much of an asshole.
Well,
Because
that's
there are
pretty clear.
people, out there that, do stolen valor, and
Oh
that's not
yeah.
cool.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. They
Yeah.
buy the things on eBay and they put them
Mhm.
on their little, they buy the shit on eBay and then they strut around and get like a free breakfast at Denny's.
And I think that's actually a crime.
Oh, it is. I believe it is, yes. But like,
Yes.
what are you gonna do? Like, how are you gonna? I don't know.
As well it should be.
As well, it should be. It's just weird. It's just freaking weird. There's so many guys that cosplay as cops and soldiers. It's ridiculous. But I guess in the world of GI Joe,
Just be a man and do it.
just do it. If you
Right.
want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But the whole cosplay thing it's weird. I'm back to the weird word. What are you doing,
But
Steve?
they're not weird though. They're opposite of weird, as Trump has pointed out so
Succinct,
so effectively.
eloquently and effectively. Yes.
Yeah, they just had
Yeah. Yeah.
they just had one where Vance is like, well, this is schoolyard tactics and just mean and beneath the whatever. And then they basically came out with another nickname for Kamala, like right after he had done his tour.
Yeah, you're the ones. You're the ones,
Wow.
guys.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
let's make that argument. Okay.
Do you think it's gonna work? Do you think what about the hacking bullshit? Everyone's now
hacking?
finally saying, well, his
The
campaign was,
supposedly Iranian hackers that
and now everyone's
fed
saying
documents to Politico that are all they're all public
anyway.
information.
Yeah,
So
they're
I'm not
pretending
sure
they
if the
have a
hack
leak.
really
They're pretending they
is.
had a hack.
Yeah.
Who did that?
This news for
the
you?
Trump campaign.
Yeah.
Oh well,
This just came out. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, it's a good source.
I'm sorry. Yesterday I had two boys in my house all day running wild.
All right. Well, let's find a short one. This one is them jumping around like
10 minutes. Yeah, you
1 minute, 1 minute. This one.
Yeah, there you go.
For President Donald Trump.
All right.
But you said it was all public information that had come out already?
So far, that's all we've heard.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a.
It's been hacked.
Go ahead.
It's suggesting Iran is involved.
That's right, Jennifer Rondella. But to be clear, the Trump campaign has so far not provided specific evidence showing that it was Iran that stole those internal campaign documents. But they did point to a new report out from Microsoft that details a number of longstanding efforts to interfere with the election from foreign adversaries. That report details an incident just back in June where it says that the Iranian military sent a spear phishing email to a high-ranking official of a presidential campaign, saying that came from a compromised email account of a former senior advisor. Now, in a statement last night, Trump campaign spokesperson Stephen Chung did say that the documents were obtained illegally from foreign sources hostile to the United States, intended to interfere with the 2024 election and sow chaos throughout our democratic process. And Chung said that this happened around the time that Trump was selecting his vice presidential nominee. The hack first reported by Politico this weekend after the outlet was sent what appears to be internal vetting documents about Trump's now running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. However, we should emphasize that Iranian officials so far have denied being involved in this situation. We also have a statement from the National Security Council saying that they take very seriously any reports of foreign interference. However, we are still awaiting confirmation and comment from the Justice Department and the FBI.
Yeah. So from what?
For President.
Oh, we lost Corey.
Yep.
Did I delete Corey?
Did the Iranians hack him?
Did the Iranians hack Corey?
They got Corey.
Oh no!
Damn it. Damn, those guys are good.
Damn, those guys are good. Ooh. Well, I don't know what to do now.
Huh.
Mm-mm.
All right, somebody's gonna have to play Corey. Don't play cards.
It's time for me to change my shirt. I hate this shirt.
Looks like a safety shirt. Safety shirt.
No, it looks like it's unflattering.
Hmm.
Makes me look huge. This is where you say you are huge. And then I weep. Yeah, I guess I'm going to text Corey and see if he's coming back. And otherwise, I guess we're still on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't
All right.
know.
Well, what else do we want to talk
Take it.
about?
Well, no, we're gonna if he comes back, he comes back. If he doesn't, this is the end of this.
Let's
Oh.
see. I would assume he's gonna jump out and jump back in again. Did you try turning it off and turning it back on?
Maybe I'll look smaller if my glasses are better. Do I look smaller?
You're fading into the background. Sorry about this, Eric. That's who we suspect is our one viewer.
Why do they give you glasses and like why does anyone need a box of glasses?
From Amazon. How many glasses did you
I don't know,
get?
like 80? I don't know. It's a box. It just says reading glasses. That's all it says is reading glasses.
That's
And there was a bunch of them in here and a little wipey thing, which is actually quite nice.
And you got 3 colors? 4
No,
colors?
there's more. There, I
Yeah,
don't.
like 6 colors.
Yeah, there's a blue one, and then there's a black one, and green, and these are purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
Could be our demo could use this kind of information. This is kind of like consumer stuff. It's like a little consumer corner.
I'm sure anybody else has run into the you can't buy one pair of glasses on Amazon business. If anyone's ever tried to, where's Corey? Did you text him? You did.
Yeah, I texted him.
Well, this was exciting. We have no fake news to report.
Do you want to flip through the USA Today thing?
No, that was boring.
No, there's nothing on there. Okay.
It was boring. But
I didn't see anything. I think Annenberg also has. Let me see.
well, I'd like to bitch about the I want to bitch about I guess the stolen valor thing some more. That was really irritating me how they pretended like he pulled out of his wait,
there
he's
he is.
back.
There you go.
Hey!
Hey, I don't know what happened there.
No
I
one
could hear you guys. I was like, no, you didn't delete me. I don't know what's going on.
It was sad. You just disappeared and I couldn't hear you or anything. But yeah, so there's the hack. And the hack is basically, and I heard that the Politico guy, now is that true about Politico? Politico wants Trump.
Well, he's a bit of, yeah, that was the new head of Politico.
Head Trumper.
He's a bit of a diehard Trumper.
Trump's yeah. So apparently the head of Politico, Goli, no, it's a woman. It's a Goli Shigel. Oh God, I'm not gonna repronounce that.
Oh, I thought it was a man. Well, then
I thought
got
so
that
too.
wrong.
She can be controversial. Some say she's too cozy with Trump. So yeah, the head of Politico is a woman that is a Trumper. So it's a lot of
That's
people are
not
very,
good.
yeah. So everybody's very suspicious that this hack has been announced at the time where he's obviously freaking out about not doing great in the polls. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, we've been hacked. But the only thing they've been hacked is stuff that it's already public material. It's like, oh, this said that JD Vance's was vulnerable because of the things they considered a vulnerability that he
Just
insulted
comparing
Trump.
Trump to Hitler and all that. Yeah.
So it's like obvious. It sounds to me. And then they
Oh
said,
my
like when Politico asked the name where the person was getting them, they said, well, considering the legality of this, do you really want to ask that question? And I'm like, that's not a real quote. That sounds like a movie quote. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
so it all sounded fishy to me when it was unfolding. And
It's to me, it sounds like they're trying to create a false equivalence um, of Russia interfering with
Yeah.
the 2016 election
Yes.
and the 2022 election.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
To try to,
it's rigged. Look, it is.
yeah.
It is, yeah.
Right.
Now,
That makes sense.
in order to verify these results, they're going to need to hear from Iran. They're
Right.
going to need to really dig into it and really dig down and know where this information, how much
Right.
did they know? And that's part of the muddying the waters, I think.
Yeah. And to also get back into the spotlight.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
too. But
That's what ultimately what it's about is try to, reinvigorate, the news cycle with him in it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because he had largely disappeared because he'd been outshined by
Mhm, mhm.
funner, cooler people.
Well, it's pretty shitty that they gave him that whole free press conference. That was so weird. The emergency press conference. Everyone thought he was going to announce he was dropping Vance, but instead he just talked for 2 hours.
Yeah, and it was like nonsense too.
Such nonsense.
Willie Brown.
Willie Brown. Yeah, with some black eye. I don't know. It's just,
I only watched a few minutes of it, but like that's
yeah,
all I need. That's all I could
that's all I
stomach.
needed. It's the same thing. It was just a Trump rally, and
Yeah.
no one asked him any important questions. And it was and then he keeps calling out Kamala as if she hasn't done an interview with the press like he does. But he's only talking to the friends and stuff like that. They were in his house in Mar-a-Lago. That doesn't count. Doesn't count that the black journalist, I would say that counted. But
Yeah.
that blew up
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, that blew up in his face, all right.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is he's got to try to figure out how to recover from that, and I don't think there is a recovery from that.
I don't. That's hard. It was horrible. That was just amazing.
That was as painful, if not maybe more painful than watching the debate.
Yep. It was
Well, then
spectacular.
I like the question at the debate. I don't know if you saw, not the debate, the press conference at Mar-a-Lago, but the guy asked him, he says, so tell us a little bit more, like, why is it that Kamala is turned her back, like she turned black? How is it possible she turned black? She's biracial. Her
Explain that
father
comment.
is
Yeah.
Jamaican and her mother is of Indian descent. How is it possible that she turned black? And he goes, I don't know. You'd have to ask her that. And then he said, she's the one who said it. Are you fucking kidding me?
I missed that.
It was
I
great.
missed that.
You have to ask her because she's the one who said it.
No, you dumb motherfucker. You did it. We watched you say it.
You
We
said
thought it was fucking weird.
Oh God, what a bizarre person. Yeah.
That was great.
Ugh.
Oh my lord.
Yeah,
That was great.
yeah.
It would have been one after the other, after the other, after the other.
Mm-hmm.
All this nonsense.
Yeah, so what else we got? We started off
The
with
Taylor Swift.
What's up with Taylor
cancellation.
Smith? Oh, because of
Oh
the
yeah,
stabbing.
the bombing thing.
Yeah.
bombing, yeah.
Stabbing. Yeah. What's up with that? What's going on?
ISIS, well, a kid, he was a kid, like I don't remember what his age was, but he was a kid.
Uh-huh.
Linked to ISIS, was planning on blowing, like doing a terrorist attack at a Taylor Swift concert. I don't remember where it was off the top of my head. It was somewhere in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Austria, maybe?
And maybe. And they had to cancel several of her concerts out of,
That's insane.
an abundance of concern.
Yeah. ISIS-inspired suspect planned suicide attack in Austria. Yeah, that's insane.
Wow.
They canceled 3 concerts. But why are they after her? What do they care about her?
Because they want to globalize the intifada.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's where you get a lot of victims. So yeah, where was that? Was it France or England where the guy detonated the backpack? And I don't know how many he killed, but that was
You're talking about 10-7? Or
no. I'm talking about
the other
it
10-7,
was a
not
concert. Yeah, it was a concert in France or in England. I think it was France. And the guy was
Oh.
wearing a backpack.
Yes, I remember. It was Ariana Grande.
That's who it was. Yes.
I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Yes, that's right. But yeah,
I don't know all these pop singers.
I know, right? What's up with that, Corey?
Kids these days. But I mean, it's funny because Taylor Swift has to, even in America, she carries around those field dressing bandages to stop bleeding because she gets that level of hate.
Yeah, that's
from the
crazy.
right-wingers. It's nuts. Those are
It is.
American terrorists. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely fear for, people on the left and vulnerable communities from those attacks and from jihadist attacks.
Yep.
On both sides. Like nobody should be, have to live like that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like you got a mouth, right? You got a mouth.
Mhm.
Fucking use your words.
That's it. That's it.
And do it honestly. Don't fucking lie. Don't create shit. Like, you don't have to fucking hate everybody, but use your fucking words. You got a problem? Fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Seems so
Debate it.
simple, but it's so hard for so many people, but it's so simple, right?
Yep.
Talk about it. Say it.
Debate it. Like, deal with it.
Deal with it.
Be grown-ups.
Let's get it out. Don't hold it. Let's get it out. Use your words. Throw it on the table. Let's look at this. And you know what? Maybe you're wrong. Maybe just a little bit, and then you're gonna have to be willing. That's a problem, right? Because people don't want to even think if they look at it too hard, then you're gonna just show me where I'm wrong, and then I don't get to just shit.
What's wrong with being wrong? What's wrong with being wrong? When I'm wrong, the few times that I am,
happens.
the every once in a blue moon that I am, I appreciate being shown that I'm wrong so that
right?
I can adapt.
Yeah.
And become a better, person. Maybe I need to change my position.
Right.
Maybe I need to develop a better argument, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, that's a part of conflict resolution. Should be teaching people the benefit, be supporting that it's a good thing to be wrong sometimes, that it's a healthy thing to be wrong sometimes, and encouraging that feeling and getting people used to sitting with that feeling and not freaking out. Because I think that's part of the problem, is that a lot of times being wrong in our society means
But here's the problem.
Terrifying, right?
Is a lot of the people that are on these extremes, whether you're talking about jihadists or settlers, or
Trumpers, Christian nationalists,
their entire worldview,
incels.
They're just not getting any pussy. That's their problem. When you're a piece of shit and you can't get laid, like, that's your problem, dude.
It really
Figure it
You
out.
should get a G handy.
Get some game or get a blow up doll. Fucking watch some porn.
Handy.
Like,
actually, that's what my sister.
get a fleshlight.
Bless her heart.
Not flashlight. Fleshlight.
Flashlight. Yes.
If you got kids right now, this is the point where you might want to. Well, actually, like 2 minutes ago was the point.
Well, that's actually a angle Roseanne used to talk about for like feminism, or she was worried the Iraq war could be said. Well, just send them over. All her like chubby, horny college girls that aren't having to find the guys. Just let them over there. That's a great time.
I have never met a girl who could not find a guy if she really wanted.
Right. But there's plenty of people that be. And you're over there though. You are kind of like a goddess. I do know that.
This is true.
The larger women, especially lighter hair, larger women, it's like my friends who traveled. Yeah, they were the princesses. They got everything they wanted. They were like supermodels. So so that was Roseanne's idea, which is they'll love it. Send them over, and then the guys will be like, "Oh my god, these women will do anything." And they will, because they're like, "Yeah, I'm American." I learned this in Girl Scouts. Handle this effect. We're gonna have a good time.
Oh my lord! I think we just went to rated R for real.
The meter. But she would show me the lie, Steve. Show me the lie. That could be peace on this planet. With a little more peace on this planet, if I dare say.
If people were smoking a little more weed and gotten laid a little more often.
Really? I mean, there's just got to be a way to make that happen. We should come in the mail.
Though I am a strong supporter of if women aren't given equal and full rights and don't have full autonomy, of women striking.
Sure. Right. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm sure it worked. Hey,
I will
actually work.
I will happily. Well, not happily.
Not happily, but you understand.
Not happily.
Resign.
I will bite the bullet, for women cause to
support that.
To support that.
That's very generous of you.
I only said that because it'll almost never happen.
It won't happen. But the idea, it's a good idea.
But this goes to the point, that I was trying to make earlier. All of these young kids talk about, globalized infantata or, globalized whatever, and, terror,
No,
terrorism is justified, all that nonsense.
you don't know what it means.
But when it actually strikes at home,
Right, right.
when you're not getting laid there, Steve, it hurts. And you don't really want that, do you?
No, not right.
And vice versa. Like you don't want, like, I don't want to have to worry about like my son going to school and like, being bombed on the, well, we don't take the bus to school, but like going to karate and getting the trolley
Right.
bomb.
No,
Right.
no.
Or, worrying about, my wife's store,
Right.
getting bombed.
Right.
Or
So me
nobody wants to actually
No.
wants that.
No.
When it actually comes home,
Right.
you're like, whoa, not me. I didn't mean
Yeah,
Taylor
exactly.
Swift.
Right. Right. I didn't mean Taylor Swift. I said global infantile. I didn't say fuck up my Taylor Swift concert. But yeah,
But
there's
they
no way
don't
you unleash
understand.
that. Like they don't understand that you don't have control. That's the idea of terror, dummy. It's terror. It happens
Yeah.
anytime, anywhere. It happens randomly. It happens unjustly. Right. That's
It
the whole
happens
point
at
of
the
it.
Pulse nightclub.
Right.
Right.
Which everybody, condemned because there weren't Jews involved.
No. Oh, everyone condemns everything. Everyone can.
Mm.
Yes, people condemn. I don't know. I didn't hear anybody not condemning
Oh,
the
really?
October attack. I didn't hear.
Really?
I have not. Sorry,
I have.
I have not.
I have the day after.
Oh, well, you're talking to trolls, man. I'm like a major.
No,
networks. I did not
at a
see.
protest in
Right.
Philadelphia.
Right. That's a troll. That's someone that's just there fucking with. It's a
No,
horrible.
these people genuinely believed this,
Well,
and they still do.
I don't. I'm just saying. I was just speaking to the press. I'm just speaking to
Oh,
the
no.
dudes out there that I did not hear. It was not an overarching theme in anything that.
No, but there has been a
They're
lot of
outliers. Well, there's people
qualification.
that love the Holocaust. I mean, I'm sure there's these people that say that doesn't exist. There's people that say, "Oh, it's a good thing you cleaned up the country" or whatever.
And apparently a lot of them are in these protests.
Right, and they're still out there. Yes, it's terrifying, but yeah, but I can't.
There was a lot of qualification, and you can't qualify
There's
ever.
No, you cannot
terrorism.
ever. There's never a
Two sides of the argument.
This is a good concentration camp, or
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is a good terrorist. No. Terrorism is terrible because it's terrorism. Duh.
Yeah.
And the people that don't understand that aren't they're irresponsibly protesting in an ineffective way that obviously is not going to have any. Not obviously, but it doesn't have any bearing. They're not gonna be able to change anything at that what they think they're doing. They're not. Get out. You don't understand. You're in the wrong fight, right? That's how it feels.
I agree entirely
Awareness,
with
yes.
that. The problem is too many of our youth right now disagree with us.
You're right.
Because
You're right.
because we're old.
I agree.
No,
Yeah,
because they're idiots. They're
I am
fucking
old,
idiots.
though.
I am old, yes.
I'm old.
I
Yeah.
really felt it the other day.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
3.5 minutes against, I think there were like 6 different opponents for 3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes.
In a self-defense demo that I had not trained for, had not practiced. The most that I practiced that anyone got to do was I had to teach a couple of yellow belts how to be thrown properly.
So were you
they didn't hurt them.
demonstrating? You were demonstrating 6 different attacks things. So then you
Like
right.
didn't know what was coming. I felt it after.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, don't be sorry. That was inspiration.
Okay. You say so.
That was inspiration. That was me wanting to work harder after.
Okay. Sounds painful.
It was. It's
okay. Again, not in sports.
We rode a bike last night.
Yeah.
No one came at us.
No one came at us. We forgot our backpack of alcohol, but it was still a good ride.
There was a heron that was looking at us, kind of a little cross.
Little sketch.
Gave us a look.
The other ones are shaggy. This one's like really shaggy, but I gave him the eye, and we looked at each other, and then he decided not to peck my eyes out. I feel it's
Don't
good.
mess with herons, man.
Yeah,
Don't mess
right?
with
No,
herons.
They're vicious.
prehistoric.
I've watched them go after alligators
Yeah.
down in Florida. Yeah,
Oh, well, I
they'll pick on the alligator.
I did not know this. These looked rather placid,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Well, they're
But
prehistoric. They're pissed off.
They're
Yeah.
very cool. But
Yeah.
yes, so that's I don't I
Yeah.
don't compute. I went and I played 5, games. I don't know, running. I ran a half marathon. Okay.
Mhm.
Sounds awful.
Yeah,
I lost 3 toenails. It was great. Okay.
that's horrible.
I don't know. That's what people
Yeah.
do. Like, oh, I ran so
Who
hard, all
does
my
that?
toenails fell off. That's what marathoners enjoy. I don't know.
Really?
They compare.
That's a thing.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank God I don't run like that.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's gross. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. I used to work with a guy who was actually his legs were jacked up to the point like he looked like he was bow-legged. And
Ooh.
he was like, "Oh, I was out for another marathon." I'm like, maybe you want to lay off on your legs a little bit there because it's not
Maybe you
that-
want to work on some other parts of your body.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, exactly. Like they'd say that about the kids these days. They get so involved in being specialists in like baseball or something that their arm, they need the replacement surgery on the tendon in the
That's
arm.
wild.
Because they're like, no, you're supposed to be playing other sports. Like go play soccer, go swim, do something. Like you're supposed to be more
Competition.
holistic.
Holistic, yep.
Competition.
You don't mean
You're not going to be number 1
Yeah.
unless you specialize.
Right. Well, that's what they try to do, right? My son is
You're a
the best
winner.
at this or that. Yeah.
Be a
yeah,
winner,
it's,
kid.
my daughter, yeah.
Be a winner. Winners lose their arm. Winners need their arms replaced.
And they lose their toenails.
And they lose their toenails. That's a winner.
That's your winner.
I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, they're asking me like what, martial arts I specialize in. I was like, nah, dude, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none.
Ah,
I want to know, a bunch of everything.
you never know.
Not enough to become like a master at it.
Got a bag of tricks. A never ending bag of
I
tricks.
do.
Just a master of its own, right? It's its own kind of master, is the master of the bag of tricks.
Yeah, the fox versus the hedgehog, right? Yeah.
Anyways,
What are we thinking?
Anyway, we didn't finish up on Bangladesh. We got off on terry cloth towels.
we did.
did.
But there have been like vicious like attacks, rapes. Like it was like the videos, like if you amalgamize them, it's like a combination of October 7th
Yeah.
happening every day for
Why?
like weeks.
And this is Muslims and
Why?
Hindus?
Muslims against Hindus.
Wow.
Why?
Because that's also happening in India proper, right? I mean, like
Yes, it has been over the past several years. There have been a lot of different, attacks from the Muslim community, like extremists. Let's qualify this. These are extremists. They're not all Muslims are bad, and the majority are not.
yeah.
Unfortunately, they also make up such a significant portion
Mm-hmm.
of the world religions
Mm-hmm.
that there are a lot.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
I think that I had read somewhere if you calculated and said for argument that like maybe 15% of Muslims were some form of extremism, whether it's Islamicism or jihadism, like some form of extremism,
Right.
that's still 300 million people.
Shoo.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And they have a new interim government.
They do.
Someone resigned.
Yes. After several weeks of protests, the former prime minister, who I couldn't pronounce her name, resigned and fled to India.
Yeah.
She fled to India.
Yeah. 15 years of autocratic rule, they said. Would you agree with that?
I honestly don't know. I hadn't felt the need to keep up with Bangladeshi politics.
Till all the murdering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, as long as they weren't calling me and trying to, get my credit card information, I didn't care. But now these folks are suffering in like a horrible, horrible way that I definitely relate to,
Yeah.
and I got their back. Still not giving them my credit cards, but I got their back.
Well, it looks like it's better that the new interim government seems to have a hold on things, is what.
I think they're trying to, after some pressure from the US, um to get a hold on things, but I imagine this is going to take some
Yeah,
time.
Bangladesh new interim government said on Sunday, that's today, it was working to resolve attacks on Hindus and other religious minorities reported after the dramatic ouster of autocratic premier Sheikh Hasina. That's what it looks like her name is. She is fled by helicopter back to India. And it looked like someone said poet laureate. The poet laureate is involved. How did that happen?
I think that's
The government
the
led by Nobel
new.
Peace Laureate Muhammad Yunus ordered support for the families of protesters who were killed in the weeks of demonstrations. So it looks like the Nobel Peace Prize and the Nobel Peace Laureate is leading this government. So that sounds good. That's like what
It
happened
does sound good. It does.
in Czech Republic, right? It was it was
You're so
that
terrible.
but it was that guy.
To be fair, I'm a writer. I can write these things.
I know.
Nobody ever asked me to say them.
EACLAB.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Václav Havel, also called Havel. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, well, it sounds like him.
Yeah, that guy.
I like that guy.
But
So
but here's
they're in
the
good
thing,
hands
like
with a writer. When you're in good hands with a peace poet laureate or whatever, I'm okay.
we really as a society, a global society, not just here in America, but everywhere, need to really wrestle with and deal with like extremist violence on all sides. Like we can't let like extremists get away with these things.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for Asheville, the Asheville community coming together and supporting and dealing with um the anti-Semitic attack that happened at a public library maybe a month ago, where a couple of older Jewish folks, like in their 80s,
Oh no.
like had come in to observe and listen to this anti this pro-Hamas you know uh like teaching community meeting thing. And then like when it was found out that there were Jews in the room, they proceeded to attack them.
Jesus.
And we have to, as a society, always say that things like this is wrong, whether it's happening to a Muslim person, whether it's happening to a Jew. There is never a good reason to become violent like this.
Nope. Amen. We'd never want to act like the fascists themselves. That's tipping over into the
Being
violence.
the fascist, you're
Exactly.
becoming the monster that you
Yeah.
supposedly hate.
Exactly.
Yep.
And we all know that that's a danger when you're an activist and you're out there and your emotions get the better of you. And that's why it's so important to be reflective. That's why it's so important to do this with a good heart and an open mind.
And to want to listen to the other side.
It is.
Especially on
Yes.
something like that is so nuanced
Yes.
as the Israel-Palestinian conflict.
There's a lot of topics like that, but yes, exactly. It's a great example of it. And it's so nuanced and it's so complex. And it's so much of almost like a family issue. Like it is.
It is absolutely.
Right?
We are cousins fighting cousins.
You work it out.
And like most of us, here in the US and in Israel, all wish you guys would just shut the fuck up and sit down.
And I think you'll work it out. I really do. I think if the rest of the world could, if given the proper space, if given the proper guidance, if given the proper support, if given the proper pressures from, and not the twisted capitalist and fear-based pressures, but the actual, like, come on, guys, like Tim Waltz could get in there. Come on, guys. You know, like,
We
something like
need
that, right?
coach. We need
Right?
Coach Tim
Coach, you
to
need
come negotiate.
everybody back the shit off. Let these guys get together. Throw them a football or something. Have a good day. Make it a camp. You know, do some karate shit. Learn some moves. Work with each other. And I really think there's ways out of this, and it doesn't involve people over here losing their shit and tearing all of everything to death and opening ourselves up to every fucking Russian troll, every fucking bad faith operator, because we're all like
But here's the really messed up part about this is a lot of these, like, you know, I know the protests started really on the college, but they started on the college campuses because our college campuses are infiltrated with people that are teaching histories that are antithetical to the facts.
I would not.
And that are based in like emotion and like made up narratives that there aren't real.
I would go that I don't know how. I don't know. I can see that could be a case, and I think that it also could be a case like the problem with news is like something can still be true but be completely inaccurate. It can be accurate but not true, right? They can pick their stories and they pick the narratives. If you're going to see things through a blinder in a bubble, and I think a lot of, God bless you, I think a lot of people, a lot of academics especially, are in bubbles. That's the whole point of what they've concentrated so much on this, and they've stayed in people's homes and been through that they're in a bubble, and they're telling stories like you're pointing out that are missing huge swaths of history or things to think about. Again, bubble's bad.
And a lot of times it leads to you not listening to people that are actually on the ground. And I'm not even talking about Israelis or Jews. I'm talking about Gazans on the ground, you know, who are telling you Westerners, stop fucking caring. Like, don't worry about what the Jews are doing. Worry about Hamas. They want Hamas gone. They understand that the core of this problem is Muslim extremist groups like Hamas, the Muslim Brotherhood, PFP is actually a communist group. But you know, they want these people gone because they know that Hamas is stealing the aid. They know that Hamas has decimated their economy.
Right, using people as human
Human shields.
They're storing hostages and
in people's
prisoners
homes.
in people's homes. It's obvious. It's a mess. Yes, it's obvious. It's a mess, and it's obvious they know that that's a problem. But yeah,
but
again,
you're not gonna get that if you're on the left in these protest movements, because they don't want you to hear from anybody other than people that have their view.
You're in a bubble.
Even if it's people that are actually suffering.
People are in a bubble, and activism can be a dangerous thing if you're not doing it with purpose and intention and information.
And you know, I say it all the time, and I say it not in the literal sense, but in the figurative sense, that a lot of these people don't really give a damn about Palestinians. They care about hating Jews. You know, because if you actually cared about Palestinians, you would actually listen to the people that are directly impacted.
I also think that if you believe that much in trans people, you wouldn't be listening to a lot of the noise in there. If you believed in, if you actually cared about babies, you wouldn't care. You would have a different opinion about human rights. I think any extremist viewpoint is by nature very manipulative. It's dishonest. It's bad faith. I think all of them are. So I agree with you on that level of, yes, bad faith activism is bad faith activism, and people will frequently hide behind a cause and use it just to fuck up, like the Russians
Mhm.
in our elections. They
Absolutely.
don't care who wins. They just
Mhm.
want to throw chaos. They just,
Yeah.
so you're vulnerable when you're not. That's part of the reason why I think people are so quick to be still afraid to be wrong. And countries suffer from that even worse, right? You're afraid because it just shows weakness. It shows a vulnerability. And we can't have that, because then people swoop in when they see a vulnerability, and people literally do.
Mhm.
Right? So like that's the problem with all of this. But I guess it's also the solution, right? It's just be
So,
mindful.
looks
It's
like
been an
we're
hour.
over 3.
We
So,
did good.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
All right. This was
All
fun.
right.
Yay.
Well,
Yay.
that's the Midwestern. Well.
I taught Steve the Midwestern goodbye. He
Oh,
pretended-
we haven't gone long
Oh.
enough for this to be a Midwestern or a Jewish goodbye,
Yeah.
for that
Oh,
matter.
yeah, we've discussed this before. It's
Yeah.
our way of ending this.
We have at least 15 minutes.
Where's Steve go? Just see him scooting around. He's commanding across.